Most collagen brands will be quick to tell you what's on the label, but not always the full story of what's behind it. And with consumer growth, there's more questions about identity, sourcing, transparency, sustainability. And we know that these days consumers are willing to pay more for high quality supplements, but they're also asking a lot of questions. So I'm here with Alexis from Stratum Nutrition, and we're
Hello.
going to dive into more of a clinical discussion and quality discussion behind the scenes. But before we do so, Alexis, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Alexis Collins. I'm the Director of Product and Brand Strategy here at Stratum Nutrition. So I oversee our ingredient science and our marketing, translating our scientific substantiation into claims that brands can use to get the claims to the end consumer.
And so, as we start our discussion today, I want to start off with a question about collagen being referred to mostly as a commodity ingredient. So, just another protein source measured in grams. From your perspective and as an ingredient provider, what do you think the industry gets wrong about that?
As far as labeling collagen a protein, I think that it is important for the industry to make sure that it is separating collagen as its own unique protein source versus other protein sources. I do see a lot of collagen brands starting to gravitate more to innovative new collagens as a way to differentiate and get out of that commodity space. So, with our eggshell membrane collagen ingredients like NEM, we're getting a lot of very good traction with collagen brands that are looking to add new types of collagens, innovate, add new claims to help their collagen stand out as a collagen with unique claims versus just another protein.
And like you say, differentiation is so important for these brands, especially when collagen is not a new ingredient, right? It's been
Exactly.
around for a long time.
Yeah.
So brands really need to figure out how can I stand out to the consumer
Right,
on the
right.
shelf, right?
Exactly. So,
And with this category maturation, how important is ingredient identity and standardization, especially when brands are making more claims that you mentioned, like joint, mobility, skin health, etc.?
right. So, at Stratum Nutrition, we take ingredient identity and standardization very seriously because we have a patented partially hydrolyzed eggshell membrane collagen, that's NEM, and we've invested in over 10 clinical studies on this ingredient. So it's very important to us to have ingredients recognized as being unique to match up with their clinical research. So not just any eggshell membrane collagen can make the claims that NEM has because no other eggshell membrane collagen has that clinical research behind it. No other eggshell membrane collagen is partially hydrolyzed eggshell membrane collagen. So that means a lot to us. Also, as far as raising awareness of just eggshell membrane collagen in general, I think that it's very important to have programs like the NutraStrong Verified Collagen program
Totally.
to have complete transparency of eggshell membrane collagen because while there is a significant amount of collagen and unique collagen in eggshell membrane, it is also a collagen plus ingredient. So we want to make sure that we have a group like yours that's keeping everything accurate and accountable and opening up the space, but with accuracy.
You make some amazing points there. And as mentioned, brands are leaning more into specific claims with joint and even the structural health claims that are being made. So, there's no longer reliance on this plain language.
Yes.
So, coming from an ingredient provider's perspective, what can you say to this? I know you talked a little bit about the clinical research, but I can see that there's more.
Yes. So we're seeing a lot of traction with collagen brands wanting to include eggshell membrane collagen, specifically NEM, in their formulations to be able to get very well substantiated, backed up joint claims, specific joint claims in their products with just a 500 milligram daily dose. So what we did when we designed our clinical trials, they're all on the 500 milligram daily dose of NEM. And we have a Health Canada approved claim now
Amazing.
that shows that NEM helps reduce joint pain, exercise induced joint pain, in as little as 1 day.
Okay.
So, in addition to that, we also have Health Canada approved claims for reducing biomarkers of cartilage breakdown. CTX2 is the biomarker that we clinically researched. So, because of those approved health claims in Canada and the 10 clinical studies that we have published on them, we see that collagen brands can add this 500 milligrams of NEM and then get these timing and efficacy joint claims on their labels of their products to help them stand out with a really good research portfolio. So you don't have to have grams. It helps your collagen become more versatile and innovative, but very clinically substantiated as well.
And the diversity is key. Congratulations on the successful Health Canada projects there.
Yep.
And you know where my mind is going actually is to the longevity space, because looking at this beyond just saying it's a joint claim is it's part of that bigger discussion right now, which is really hot in the industry on longevity. So even supporting that whole space.
Yes, our latest study that was published, it was actually an independent study. At this point, we have independent researchers just picking up NEM and researching it in their own joint health clinical studies. And one of the most awesome outcomes that we've seen, because at this point with 10 clinical studies plus, we're seeing joint pain relief.
Right.
They looked at World Health Organization standards of quality of life.
Okay.
And those were significantly improved in the subjects that were supplementing with NEM. So it just shows that being able to move with less pain is very important for other factors other than aesthetics. And everybody's getting that, like you said, with longevity. So it's all about being able to go out without pain, being able to socialize. You're getting to where you're going to be social. It all requires movement, right?
100%.
We all have
quality
to keep
of
moving.
life,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yes.
So we have to keep moving. So that was a really cool outcome to see some researchers do.
And this is a great segue to the next question, because we've been talking so much about the science and clinical, which is getting into this. How do brands translate all of this? You've just shared so much good information. Consumers look at a label for, not too long, right? So you need to kind of funnel it in. How can they translate this and make sure that they're communicating their message down? Or even as an ingredient provider to the brands, how do you guys summarize that and make it understandable?
It all comes down to the specificity of NEM as a researched eggshell membrane collagen. So that's what's going to get you those standout claims on the front of your label. If a consumer, we're trying to raise awareness of NEM as a particular eggshell membrane for joint and exercise recovery. So having that golden egg on the front of the label will be great. I think having NEM recognized.
We have an example of, I think,
we
somewhere.
have quite a few, on the front here. So,
the golden eggs are there.
Yeah, we've got all of our little golden eggs on labels. So having that on the front as we raise awareness of NEM will definitely help contribute to consumer awareness and recognizing this as a very particularly researched eggshell membrane collagen for fast efficacy for joint health and exercise recovery. So we have that, but then again, like getting those research claims on the front of your label in your consumer marketing, you can't make those on just any eggshell membrane.
Yeah.
So that will also tie into it.
And related, let's now dive into NutraStrong, because that's another product certification that we're really proud of.
Yes.
Tell us about getting certified and what that means and the value that it brings to Stratum Nutrition.
So we absolutely value anything that adds trust and transparency to what we bring to the brands. Because when the brands can see how much we invest in the quality and the verifications behind our ingredients, the more reliable we are as an ingredient supplier for them to give a trusted ingredient to the end consumer. Because I think we're all in this together to provide health and benefits to the end consumer. And we want to make that as seamless as possible for the brand. So the more programs that we have that can help build trust and how much we've invested in the quality behind our ingredients, the better. So we thank you guys for what you do.
Well, and we thank you for being on board for the program. And like I said at the beginning, consumers are asking more questions, so they need to find something recognizable,
right?
So that they can, see, okay, collagen verified. We know that this meets up to the standard. And just as a refresher, the collagen verified program does cover 3 key areas, which it confirms the collagen source and identity. It reviews scientific evidence supporting an efficacious dose and safety, and then, of course, evaluating manufacturing quality and purity. So for leading brands like Stratum, that's easy to hit, but, there needs to be a baseline in the industry. So we love the NutraStrong Collagen Verified program. And actually, we're excited because we're going to be chatting with Len on behalf of the Collagen Stewardship Alliance to see what he has to say about the program and working with Stratum Nutrition as well. So let's call him over. So as you can see, we've got Len joining us here from the Collagen Stewardship Alliance to help further the discussion on NutraStrong Collagen Verified.
Good to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
And I'm going to pass it right back to you. So what can you tell us about Stratum and the program and being involved?
Well, the CSA mission is to steward the category of collagen and to make sure that despite its popularity, it continues to grow responsibly. So we're stewarding that category. And in order to do that, we need to make sure that we've got proper governance, and we can't do that through regulatory means. We had to figure out other means to elevate the companies in the category that are doing the proper things, that are investing in the science, investing in the quality, and that's the backbone of our support for the Collagen Verified program through NutraStrong. So really, we try to elevate the suppliers and the brands within the category that are doing it exemplary fashion, and we're really, really pleased to have Stratum come through the program and be a wonderful ally to CSA and to Nutrasource in the program.
Yeah, we totally agree. And we did talk a lot about the science actually earlier, so that was great that you underlined that. Can we talk a little more on what are we seeing specific issues wise of the category? Like you say, CSA's role is really on the advocacy and making sure that brands are doing the right thing. What can you tell us there?
Well, despite its popularity, collagen is an extremely confusing category. Consumers are aware of the benefits, whether that's the hair, skin, or whether the joints, or even protein. But there's really a lot of misinformation out there. People claiming that they want to see vegetarian sources, which obviously doesn't exist. And then the difference between the types, the sources, and the science is attributed to the type and the source, and consumers don't understand that. So we've got to get through this miasma of misinformation, and that's the other role of the CSA. Yes, advocacy, but really trying to advocate for transparency, disclose the type, disclose the source, elevate the science. So there's a lot of misinformation and confusion that we've got to get through. Our consumer research, especially in the collagen category, shows exactly that. They're looking for not only a quality certification, but a values-based certification as well, especially in the ability to differentiate crowded category. So it is extremely important, and our research shows that.
Yes. And your research is just absolute gold. We love seeing your collagen research come out to us. So it was amazing to see how it is trending so much globally and the different trends in collagen globally that you guys were able to provide. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep, so to sum it up, we've got defined ingredients, category trust, independent verification. If you want to learn more about Stratum Nutrition or their certified lineup of products, you can visit www.certifications.nutrasource.ca. And we hope you have a great rest of the Expo West, and thank you for joining us, Len.
Pleasure. Thank you.